Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're doing a little detective work, kind of like word detectives, looking into the hidden architecture of our language. We're going to see how one single word can literally shape the way we view our world, organize our thoughts, and describe reality. Let's put a simple concept under the microscope and uncover the profound mechanics behind it. Okay, I want you to picture something for just a second. Imagine you're looking up at a crisp autumn sky. Have you ever noticed a flock of geese flying south for the winter? I bet you have. Think about how they actually look up there. They aren't just scattered randomly all over the place, right? No, they arrange themselves in this super neat pointed V shape. There's this undeniable order and intention to how they move. Well, that perfect visual alignment up in the clouds, that absolutely nails the core concept we're unpacking today. And that brings us right to our word of the day, formation. 3 syllables, go ahead and say it out loud with me. For-may-shen. Now, grammatically speaking, it's categorized as a noun, a person, place, or thing. But honestly, its actual function is remarkably dynamic. As you'll see, it doesn't just describe an object sitting motionless on a table, it describes the very act of organization itself. Okay, let's dive into this. At its absolute core, a formation is simply the precise way something is formed, or a deliberate arrangement of elements. It represents shape and order coming into being. It is the exact opposite of chaos. Think about it. When scattered, completely random elements, like a chaotic crowd, or a bunch of loose debris, or even just disjointed thoughts, when they suddenly snap into a distinct, recognizable structure, boom, you've just witnessed a formation. It's that beautiful transition from total entropy to deliberate design. Now, words have DNA, just like we do, and this concept has some really deep roots. Formation grows directly from the ancient Latin root form, which, you guessed it, simply means shape. It shares this exact same genetic code with everyday words we use all the time, like reform, meaning to shape again, or transform, to change shape entirely. So at its historical foundation, a formation is basically something that has successfully been given a shape. It carries that legacy of intentional design baked right into its very syllables. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the word's dual identity. Formation is kind of a linguistic shapeshifter. Depending entirely on the context of the sentence, it can describe an active, ongoing process, or, wait for it, it can describe the final, finished result of that exact same process. You really have to look at the context to see which version is doing the heavy lifting at any given moment. Let's actually contrast these two identities so you can clearly see what I mean. Take the phrase, the formation of ice. That evokes a process, right? An active, ongoing process. You're picturing water slowly freezing, the molecules locking together in real time. But compare that to a cloud formation. You're not sitting there watching the cloud being built from scratch. You're observing the finished result, a distinct shape already hanging right there in the sky. It's basically the difference between the ongoing development of a thing and its final arrangement. Let's move on and see how this builds in the real world. To truly grasp this dual nature, we need to do some field work and observe this word operating in its natural habitat. By checking out a few totally distinct, everyday scenarios, we can see just how versatile this whole shape and order idea really is, across entirely different domains. It's one thing to understand the history of a word, but it's way more fun to see how seamlessly it fits into our lives. Okay, check out these 3 scenarios. First up, troops marching down the avenue. In this case, you've got humans creating a strict, deliberate physical shape with their bodies. Second, strange rocks in the canyon. Now, this isn't human-made at all. This is nature eroding stone over millions of years into a massive, finished physical result. And finally, number 3, new habits taking time and practice. This one is completely abstract. It's the psychological process of bringing order to your daily behaviors. So whether we're talking about soldiers, giant canyons, or just your morning routine, this word universally captures that amazing shift from scattered to structured. So as we wrap up today's explainer, I want you to consider this. Recognizing a formation isn't just about grammar rules, not at all. It's really about how we as humans make sense of the universe. Whether it's birds navigating the sky, wild geological marvels, or the very habits that dictate our lives, we are constantly looking for the underlying structure hidden inside the chaos. So my challenge for you is this. How will you use formation today? Will you use it to describe dancers, clouds, or maybe a new habit? Look at the world around you and ask yourself, what invisible formations are shaping your reality right now? Think about that for a bit. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.